What is going on, everyone? This is EK1 Gaming here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at Summit, and I'm going to be telling you my honest opinion about the new game mode. Whether you call it Skyscraper or Summit, I don't really care. Now, before we get into the video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, little notification bell, and leave me a comment in the comment section below telling me your honest opinion about the game mode too. It doesn't have to be the same as mine. Please tell me if you like it, if you don't like it, what you don't like, etc. But bear in mind, this video is being done in PTS stage, so it could all change on release. Now let's get straight into the video. So to start with, I am going to basically tell you there is a spoiler in this video for the end of Summit. Now, a lot of people already know what it is, so if you don't want to know what's at the end of the Summit, then please do not watch this video. Don't spoil it for yourself, honestly, because I'm going to tell you what happens on floor 100, okay? So this is just a little disclaimer. I don't want to upset anybody or ruin everyone's experience of the actual Summit. But if you don't know what Summit is the new game mode. It's a new PvE mode for the Division 2, and it's free for all Warlords of New York owners. So if you've got Warlords of New York, you're going to have access to this within TU11. And basically what it is, it's a big old skyscraper with 100 floors of ads and objectives. So, as the title of the video reads, I am going to tell you my honest opinion about Summit. The reason I didn't put this out yesterday is because we streamed Summit yesterday for 11 hours, okay? So we did a whole 11-hour stream doing this, getting to level 100 in Summit. Now, it didn't take us 11 hours to get to 100, don't get me wrong. Probably it took us maybe 7-8 hours to get to the top floor, but it took us longer because we got doubted a few times, which is completely understandable. I'm not going to complain about being doubted on a PTS server when thousands of people are wanting to get onto that point. It is annoying, yes. However, I can't complain. Look, it's a public test server, right? So that's one thing we've got to remember when I'm giving this feedback now. And this is feedback. This is going to be sent to the devs as well as my other videos that I'm going to be bringing out. And there's some bugs that we picked up on. I'm not going to go into them all in this video. So the question I get a lot, right, is Summit replayable? And I'm going to be blunt and honest with you. No. Summit is not a replayable game mode. And you might be thinking, but hold on, there is. It's 100 floors and you can just keep going through whatever you want. The reason why I'm saying it's not replayable is simple. Why would you want to go through 100 floors again? To get what? Now, okay, the first time you do it, right? The first time you do it, get to level 100, complete it, you're going to get a exotic chess piece quest, okay? You're not going to get the actual chess piece from that. It's going to be a quest. Now, judging on their past quests, like the Regulus, for example, then they're probably going to make you run through Summit again, okay, to get different parts for this quest. Maybe. I don't know what the quest is. Nobody knows at the moment, but that's going to be a guess off the top of my head. So that makes it replayable one more time, maybe twice, okay? When you've got that chess piece, there is nothing else for you to do or get from this game mode. So why would you want to spend 7, 8, 9 hours doing this game mode to get the same loot and this pretty much the same XP as you would running heroic missions over and over again, or a legendary mission, depending what level you're at on the Summit? Now, to me, I did it in the PTS yesterday. I am not looking forward to redoing this on the actual launch or when TU11 comes out. I'm, in fact, dreading having to do it all again because it was that boring. Now, I don't say that just like, oh, it was boring. No, believe me, this was boring. Like, I pretty much nearly fell asleep on stream doing this over and over again. Now, the reason being it's boring, right? You've got probably 5 different objective types, okay? So 5 different objective types through 100 floors. So what's that? Every 10 floors, you're going to do the same objective twice. Yeah? So every other floor or every 10 floors, you've done everything twice. Yeah? So you've done protect the hostage twice. you've done clear the ads twice. It's not always going to work like this. You might get 4 clear the ads and 5 protect the hostage and 1 stand or destroy servers, but it's all the same. Now, the other thing that's the same is the actual look of each floor. I think there's about 4 or 5 different floors that look different. You know, they're different from each other. All of them then just repeat. So you're on floor, say, 5, for example. When you get to floor 9, it looks exactly, it's the same office. 100% everything's the same. Nothing is different on any floor. You know, it rotates between a few floors and that's it. So there's no kind of change in scenery. There's nothing that's fresh there. You know where the NPCs are spawning. By the time you get to level 30, you know where the NPCs are spawning from every time. You know what doors they're going to come out of. You know when they're going to come out, etc. It's nothing there that you can't just be like, oh, well, it's this one again. It's this one again. Yes, the objective might be different, right? But there's nothing changed about the atmosphere or the actual surroundings of each level. It's terrible. And that to me shows shoddy design. Like, I don't know if that's going to be different when they launch it, but I hope it is, because I was bored of doing the same crap, climbing up the same pieces of like boxes and stuff like that to get out the level every single time. It's boring. Okay? It's full on boring. Now, we did it yesterday, like I say, and I had a whole group with me at the beginning. When we got to floor 20, 3 people left the group saying, nah, we're done. We don't want to play this anymore. This is so boring. It's terrible. Now, you've got to understand, it's got its good points, right? Bearing in mind, early on, it's on normal, right? The mode is normal. And then it goes to hard, then it goes to challenging, then it goes to heroic, then it goes to legendary the further you get up. Bearing in mind the first, like, 50 or 60 or something, 50 I think it is, before it even gets to heroic. So you had to do this 50 times before it gets to heroic. Like, that's a lot of levels, man. And they're not, like, quick. You can do them quite quick. Don't get me wrong. Some of the things you fly through. Some of the objectives, you just have to quickly capture it or quickly clear a room and you're up to the next floor. The other ones, you know, it might be a bit longer, like protect the hostage, etc. is a little bit longer. But on an honest note, it's deadly all the way up to like 50, 60. The game only started getting fun for me when I reached level 80 and it got legendary. Okay, now that's when basically the whole time I didn't really have to communicate with the team. We didn't really have to discuss any tactics. We just was playing around with different builds like status effects or healing builds or skill builds. But when we got to that level 80 and it flipped to legendary with I think it's like 1 directive or something like that, or 2 directives or whatever. You have to actually think about what you're going to do. So we had designated roles, right? We had a healer, 1 skill guy with a turret and stuff, and then 2 DPS, right? And then we kind of switched it up a little bit. Then we all went skills with turrets and stuff just to clear out rooms. And it worked well. We worked it well. It wasn't bad, you know. We did it. We got to level 100, etc. And we'll come to that in a minute as well. So that was the only point when it actually started getting exciting, and we started thinking, yeah, this is actually getting fun now because it's more challenging. Now, one of the things I would do in this game mode is make it so I can literally do the whole skyscraper on legendary. Why can't I do the whole skyscraper on legendary? Why do I have to only do 20 floors of legendary? Let me put it on legendary, the whole thing. The other thing that's upset people is target loot. Now, if, you know, the whole skyscraper today or this week or on PTS is Hana U. So every floor drops Hana U. You don't want 100 floors of Hana U. I'm sorry, you don't. You do not want it. Why not have a system in place, which I'm going to put to the devs, where like you buy tokens or you can either earn tokens within the game. Then there's a vendor, say like every 20 floors, where you can buy the target loot. So basically you can say, go to the vendor if you've done a certain objective or something, you have a voucher or a token. You go to them and basically say, here's my voucher. Now switch the next 10 floors of loot to Providence or etc. And that way it would be replayable, because I would farm for loot on those levels, you know. However, that doesn't happen. So you're dropping the same crap loot all the time. Has loot improved? I've seen a slight improvement with loot. Is there rainbows still? Yes, and lots of them still. You know, we come across a lot of rainbows, even on legendary. Legendary loot to me is pretty much the same as a normal legendary mission was before. So I don't think it's really rise that much. Legendary is pretty much dropping kind of heroic standard loot most of the time. Occasionally you'll drop that god roll piece, but it'll be rainbow loot again. So for me, it has slightly increased or slightly improved, but it hasn't really like stood out to me like, yes, they've made this better. Now, the other issue we had, and we go back to this Delta, okay, Delta issue, right? Now, I know it's a PTS and we get doubted on PTS. It's fine. I'm not arguing about that. But what about in the real game? PlayStation especially, right? You get blue screen quite a lot. You PlayStation guys know you get blue screened a lot. Now, if you're on floor 79 and you get blue screened, you go back then to 71. There's no way you can get back to 79 without doing those 8 levels again. And this happened to us twice yesterday. We lost in total about 20 odd levels by doubters. We were on like 79 and we got dropped to 71. We were on like 89, got dropped to 81. So we had to redo them again and again, because even when you're doubted or anything, it just starts you back at that lift or that elevator, and it doesn't put you where you just was, even though it's a disconnect. It's not a wipe, it's a disconnect. Another issue we've had is when you kill the bosses too quick, it still thinks the boss is alive even though the boss is dead, and the objective will tell you to kill the boss. You can't, you have to kill yourself, and you have to then do that all again. So there's a lot of bugs there which can be ironed out, and you know, I might be stupid, but I kind of have faith that some of these bugs will be ironed out. They need to look in the whole Delta issue or disconnecting blue screens, etc. Why should you have to go back to 9 levels or 8 levels below where you was before? That's not really fair to especially PlayStation players. You know, my heart goes out to them when they start playing this. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. Now let's get on to level 100. And if, like I say, if you don't want to know what happens at level 100, please end the video here. Do not watch, because I am going to tell you exactly what happens. When you get to floor 100, you clear a load of ads. Then you open a door, an observation door, and guess what? Loads of hunters appear, okay? Depends how many people are in your team, but 5 appeared for us, okay? Now, you think, yes, we're going to get to fight some hunters. This is going to be incredible. Guess what? We were all wrong. You basically cannot do anything to the hunters because they shoot you through the walls, through everything, and you instantly get killed. No matter if you're in cover, you're not in cover, you are getting shredded without them even moving. They don't even move. They just shoot you through walls. So the only way for us to complete it on PTS, and which we haven't actually done because it's the cheesiest way ever, is to go into a certain part solo and just die and then respawn, and it basically despawns the hunters, then says that you've completed the mission. I mean, I'm all up for not spoiling the fun, right? Don't spoil the fun in a PTS, because I do believe that them putting 100 levels on PTS has spoiled the fun. I know now what happens. Everyone knows what happens now, right? All the videos, everything. Everyone's saying hunters at level 100, hunters at level 100. You've spoiled it for every single console player who wanted that little bit of surprise. It's done. That's gone now. There's no surprise anymore. It's ruined. Yeah? What they should have done is let us go up to level 80 and then stop there and keep the hunters as a surprise for everyone. I think that's terrible marketing what's happened there, and honestly, a bit disappointing from the team. However, we couldn't even complete it. It's not like they were trying to stop us from seeing the surprise. They basically just didn't test the PTS before they released it. And that's a familiar story. They do this all the time. There's broken builds still again. There's things that don't work, you know. Obvious things that are not working in the game. And they've not tested it again. I know we're a public test server, okay? We're doing the public test. But test it before it gets to us. You're just delaying everything. Just test stuff, you know. Who hasn't played the level 100? You don't build a game mode like this and not go and play against the hunters, right? Surely somebody must have logged in like, oh, let's have a fight with the hunters, see how that pans out. Not one person, the whole of Massive did that. Are you kidding me? Again, poor development. Very poor development. And again, just lazy and not actually doing the job that they're meant to be doing. Clearly, they should just go back to mobile games because they cannot handle this game. Just leave it Let somebody else take it that actually knows what they're doing, and they can make it the game good. You know, how do you go from Division 1 to this? It's awful. So, guys, that is my video. I'm sorry if it's a bit of a rant, but I just wanted to give my honest opinion. If you think it's going to be replayable, think again. It's definitely not, unless they add more things to it. And to be fair, loot quality, the same, maybe a slight improvement. So thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comment section below your opinion of this game mode. And basically, I'll see you in the next video. Let's go!